Hey everybody, it's Carla again. I apologize. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video, but you know how life is. So for those of you who don't know, I help out with elder care for my father-in-law. So I've been dealing with that. So anyway, the reason why I got on today is because I wanted to talk about complaints. So, I've come on before, and, had various complaints about Walmart Spark. And I've seen, other YouTubers, other Spark drivers, come on and talk about their complaints. And that's all, that's them. And a lot of it is valid. And I've gotten a lot of, how do you say, help, perspective from what they've gone through. So this isn't, like a jab at anybody. This is really about me and what I have decided to do. So there are some things about Spark that I don't particularly care for. And over time, I actually have seen some improvements with the app and how it's working. So my biggest issue, I guess I would say my biggest issue is during the shop and deliver. So when you get an order to shop for the customer and then deliver it to their home, you're required to pick items from the store. And oftentimes, it's gotten better within the last couple trips that I've made. But I don't know if this has happened with anyone else, but whenever like the app will have you pick up an item, and then the next item will come up and then it'll take you to, 2 or 3 lanes, 2 or 3 aisles down, get the item, and then you'll like backtrack to get another item that say was closer to the, the one that, like the first one that you picked up. I had one order that was particularly frustrating because I picked an item, and then it had me go to like the frozen section. So I was like buy cereal or whatever. Had me to go to the frozen section, and then that was supposed to be the next one. But I was thinking, like, because you get a preview of the list at the beginning, I know I have an item that's in this aisle. So I went and I went out, clicked out of the current item that they want you to pick up, and I went through the list. And lo and behold, there was an item in the lane where I was currently at. In fact, the item was, like 18 inches away from the item I just picked up. So the app was going to have me pick this item, go 2 or 3 lanes down, and then come back to almost the exact same spot to get the third item. So that was the kind of is what's been bothering me about the app. Just too much back and forth, and in terms of picking items. So I think I complained about that on one of the videos. I'm sure I did. So the point of this video is saying that enough of this publicly complaining and all that. So what I have decided to do, and maybe I will still come on here and complain, but I will also go onto the app, because there is an option on the app, and I'll show you. There is the option on the app to actually make suggestions for how to improve the app. So I was just, I guess, waiting for an order and just poking around on the app, and I stumbled upon this. And you can use this form to make suggestions about, whatever. And I'll show you, like, they have different categories, and I think there's just like an open form where you can offer, your suggestions. So instead of just complaining and, whining and whatever and hoping that they'll get it right, what I am going to be doing is actually submitting these suggestions and complaints on the app. So, here is what I am talking about. Okay, so here's the app, and this is what you do. You go up to the top for the menu, the 3 lines. Click that, and then it'll pull up this side menu. Then you hit report issue, and then it will take you to this next screen where you can actually choose what's going on in the app or support features or something else. Click app features, and then it'll bring you to this page where you will select your issues that you're having. You can select whether it's an app issue, you're having less offers, earning issues, or earning suggestions. Go ahead and click whichever one that you're going to be making your comments on, and then you go ahead and type in, what the issue is. You can add pictures, from your gallery, or you can take a picture right there on the spot. So definitely look out for this if you want to make a complaint. All right, so that's that. I hope that was helpful, so that you can see how you can go on to the app and submit a suggestion or a complaint, so that they can improve the app, not just for you, but for everybody. So definitely take that into consideration. While I'm on the topic of complaints, I had this one order. It was kind of crazy. It was a shop and deliver, but this particular complaint isn't about the app. So I went to the person's house, and I'm not a cat person. I'm just gonna admit that I am not a cat person. And I pulled up to this person's house, and this cat comes down to the car, and I see it coming toward me. I'm like, oh, please don't, please don't come over here. It came right up to my car door, and then it just kind of walked. So it was basically sitting right there next to my car. And it's like, oh man, please go away. It's a big, gray, fluffy cat. So the cat kept getting in my way, and then trying to get, because I have this wagon that I put things on, and fortunately it was a situation where I could use a wagon to take the items to the home. But this cat just kept getting in my way. So I go up to their porch, and then these like big dogs start barking at the window of their house, in the porch area. So I'm like, okay, so I got this cat under my feet. I got these dogs barking crazy. And so I'm just dealing with it. But this cat was the most frustrating thing, because it was like basically going back and forth in front of my path, like right in front of me, to where I, had to make sure I didn't step on it or didn't trip or anything. I got those big containers of bottled water, and it was just a huge frustration. Like, I am definitely going to leave a comment at the end about this cat, because I could barely make the delivery because it kept getting in the way. Then at the end, I just did my normal skip, and I'm like, oh man, I hit skip when I was actually supposed to be making my complaint. So you can do thumbs up or thumbs down. I was gonna thumbs down and then make my complaint about they need to make sure this cat is not out because it's getting in the way and it was unsafe. So I was just kind of frustrated that I did that, but maybe it was just, divine intervention to keep me from complaining about this animal. But, while I was on the topic of water, that was another thing that I wanted to suggest to the app, that whenever you have an order with those like 40 count waters, I don't know who came up with the idea to make those 40 count waters, but they are heavy. I even Googled it, and it's like 45 pounds, like almost 45 pounds. And if you look at the app, I believe that's considered like extra large, or I think you can get like some sort of like extra pay, what do you call it? Surcharge or something like that, if you have like an extra, like a heavy item. And I think whenever you have those 40 count waters as part of your delivery, you should automatically get some sort of like, overweight or extra weight surcharge. So that is something that I'm definitely going to be suggesting on the app. And the more people I'm sure that we can get to make this suggestion, they might be considering that for everyone. But definitely that is something that should be taken into consideration, because those bottled waters are super heavy. When Kroger's, I was a Kroger person, and before I would get a 35 count, I think it's 35 count, And you know, those, it was still heavy, but to add an additional 5 bottled water, which is almost, it's like 2.5 liters of water, that's heavy. And I don't know who told them to do that, but it's really heavy to carry. And I don't even carry it into my own home. I at least leave it in the car and ask my husband to bring it in. So doing it out here on these deliveries, I was just like, frustrated, especially when you're having to carry it upstairs and things like that. So definitely am going to make that suggestion on the app, so that, you know, we can at least know that there's a, you know, heavy or, you know, heavy item, and so that we can actually get that additional, I guess, incentive, not incentive, but, you know, surcharge for having to carry that heavy item. So that's basically it. Just to wrap it up, you know, instead of just complaining on social media about the issue, I'm definitely going to be taking it to the app to make these suggestions so that we can make our lives a little bit easier out here in these Walmart streets. All right, if you have any suggestions about, you know, this complaint process, or, you know, have you submitted any complaints or suggestions and gotten any feedback, just let me know in the comments. All right, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.